Hello, hello, and welcome to our call for today in Tools to Reset Your Mindset Consciousness with Lene. And I am hoping this is streaming automatically into the Facebook page today. Yesterday, YouTube was not like working. Oh, we're live. Woohoo! Love it. Love it. How does it get any better than that? Okay, I will tag and see if anybody gets it. Followers, and we're on. Okay, well, conversation for today was an invitation to my flyer, or the post was, in the times of intensity, would you like more ease in your life? Okay, when I go live, I teach a lot of classes. And when I go live, I go kind of with what's coming up for me for the day or with clients for the day. I just taught Future Magical Self. It's a 12-week course. And we were talking about, there's a couple things we've been talking about. And we did talk about that little sticky that I put on there, the 5 years. The 5 years. Now, I'm not talking about your 5-year plan. Okay. Remember, I'm an energetic coach, so everything I'm looking at is beyond like the thoughts and the feelings and the emotions. I'm looking at the energy of where you are functioning from, where you're being from, and where you're creating from. And the whole realm of it is to help you master your own energy. Okay, so I don't know where the conversation is going to go today, because I never plan it. I just go with the energy of it. But the little sticky note, which we just talked about in my course, was just remember, 5 years ago, you dreamed about where you are now. Now, that's not a question. And question is what creates. Okay. This was more of like, just like a reflection. Like, just remember, 5 years ago, you dreamed about where you are now. So I'm already getting comments on my Facebook page, my regular one, of people commenting. But I want to take you to a tool, like we're in these intense times right now. Okay. And we're always in intense times, but there's intenser things going on. So mastering your energy is about how does the world happen around you, and you still stay grounded and aligned, focused, balanced on what it is that you want in your life. Okay. And I was looking at this topic from so many different directions. Even this morning, I easily, openly always speak of my recovery. And in my tool, Phenomenal Woman community, which I'm inviting you all to come play at half price. It's normally $99 for the month. It's a membership. You can cancel anytime. It's 7 hours of facilitation and coaching with me, 5 days a week, 15 minutes a day. Okay. And it's half price, so $49.50. So if you really want change in your life, and what you've been doing or what you haven't been doing isn't working, come play with us. Okay, so let me go forward from here. So in these times of intensity, and like if you feel like you're being pulled, and now we're going into the holidays. This is such a great time to talk about this, is like, who's going to own your energy this holiday season? Are you? Or is everybody around you? Or is time, space? I mean, holidays, when it comes to the energetics of family and everything, it's like if you aren't clear on what it is that you want for your life and living, you will end up wherever it is you've ended up in the past. So let me keep this looping back into a great tool for you. So in regards to my openness about my recovery, in my Phenomenal Woman community, we have been talking about what is success. What is success? So our points of view create our reality. So what are your thoughts about what success is? Okay. But is it actually your thought, or is it the thought of everybody and everything that you've ever been around of what success is? Success is individual for everybody, and it's constantly changing. So if you go back to this, just remember 5 years ago, you dreamed about where you are now. Are you living what you wanted 5 years ago? And I am. Wham, bam. Thank you for all the work that I continue to keep to do because I am living a life and living. I'm living a life, a living in a business that 5 years ago, none of it existed. Growth Junkie didn't exist. My husband didn't exist. The house I live in didn't exist. Everything. But what I did is I continued to show up. And I learned this with 32 years of recovery, that I show up every day, even if I don't want to, because I am clear that whatever it is that's not working, and at that time I wasn't sure what I was creating, but I just knew what wasn't working coming out of a divorce, that I wanted to create a whole new reality. And going back with that question, it was like, wow, it was really cool. To like zoom back on that, because what happens is we live day to day and it doesn't always seem like anything's like, because we have a point of view of what it should look like, but when you go back 5 years and you go, oh my gosh. So my tool for you is is question of, if I choose this, what will it create in 5 years? Okay, so like so many notes here in front of me, is wherever you are right now is based on the choices that you've been choosing. Period. Period. Okay. So now where we're at right now, you're having this conversation with me. We're getting to roll into the holidays. We're getting to roll into 2024. If you choose not to have some clarity, and I mean, there's so many levels to this. If you don't choose to be the master of what it is, your energy and your life, you could end up in the next 5 years exactly where you are today. And I don't want that for you. Okay. So the question, the tool is if I choose this, what will my life be like in 5 years? And again, it's not a 5-year plan. I don't want to know your 5-year plan, because your 5-year plan is full of projections and expectations. And that's another conversation, because when we set ourselves up with a projection and an expectation, the only thing we can do is reject ourselves, judge ourselves, and separate from ourselves. Okay. But there's a whole conversation with that. So, what are you doing in the angst of the world, in the intensity of the world? What are you doing with you, with the energy? Are you moving? There's a thing that's popping up for me right now. When I first got into recovery, I had my first sponsor. I've been in recovery, clean and sober, for 32 years. Eating disorder, money stuff, DA, Debtors Anonymous. You know, I've done the whole lots of 12-step programs. And my sponsor said to me, your life will have more freedom. That was the word we used. When everything around you, Lene, is going on and all you do is you move with it. You just sway, just to keep on swaying. Remember I talked about the branch, the trees of all addictions? I think somewhere I talked about that. Well, I've been on every branch of the trees, the tree of addiction. I'm just this humanoid who I just like to create and I like to experience everything. But I remember her saying that when I first was in recovery, and I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about, because I didn't even know I had a choice to, in the times of everything that's swirling on around me, I didn't have to be part of all of it. And today, while there's intensity of life going on around me, I can still have it going on around me, but I don't have to be part of it energetically. So that's called mastering your own energy. And that's something we do in my Phenomenal Woman community, 15 minutes a day, 5 days a week. Will guaranteed change your reality in 30 days. And then my Master Your Own Energy course, which is a new launch coming up for that. But So for today, the question is let's see, I wanted a new clock on this one on StreamYard. Is everything that you're choosing right now in the intensity of everything. And if you do have some clarity, if you don't have clarity on what it is that you are creating or wanting to happen and have in the next 5 years, I'm available. Book an appointment with me. Let's do some, future forecasting, or whatever it is that you're choosing right now is in alignment, and are you on the creation path? Um, but everything that you choose, you get to ask a question because a question empowers. Okay. And they're different, they're open-ended questions. And I teach you how, it's not the right question, but it is the right question because the right questions, we're not looking for an answer. And most of the time we're looking for an answer. So it's like if I ask you your 5-year plan, you might have an answer. I want to be the energy of, if I choose this, what will it create in 5 years? If I don't choose this, what will it create in 5 years? And the reason we throw out 5 years is the brain can't compute it. So we look back at 5 years and we go, oh my God, wow. Wherever you are, if it's shitty and you're like, how the frick did I get here from where I was 5 years ago? How cool. You created that. Why don't we outcreate that to something different? Or if you're like, wow, it's like so good, what else am I going to keep choosing in the midst of all life happening around me, all of life happening around you? How do you master you? And ask the questions, if I choose this, what will it create in 5 years? If I don't choose this, what will it create in 5 years? And everything I teach, they're all new tools. So it's new muscles. It's a new muscle. And looping back on, excuse me, the question of like, if I choose this, what will it create? And we don't have the answers right away, but it's this perceiving of your own energy of like, like like there's a knowing, but most of us don't know how to follow our knowing. But that's part of mastering your energy, mastering your own awareness. But you just ask, like, if I choose to choose this and jump into this mess over here, that most likely probably has really nothing to do with you. That's a whole nother topic. If it's past your nose, it's probably none of your business. But I was talking about being in recovery so long. um, the reason, because there's not very many of us, what success is, we've been asking the question. And I always went back to like, what is success in business? And all of a sudden the other day, for the first time after I've asked that question a billion times, is, wow, success for me is that for 32 years I have chose every day, maybe even every minute by minute, not to pick up a drink, not to pick up a drug. And that's success. But until last week, I'd never even thought of it that way because it's just what I do. So I just was like, really cool. I'd always thought about success as like a money business thing, but I actually have success because of what I keep choosing every day. So that's a question. If I choose this, what will my life look like 5 years? I've never related this to drinking. I just got that right now. If I choose to have a drink, but see, we do that. If I have this drink, what will my life look like in 5 years? Oh no. And so it doesn't have to be that hardcore. But if I choose, you know, this, I could think, like if you're saving money or buy, everything you're doing, a class, coaching. I am constantly choosing classes. I actually have a class right after this for 3 days from 3 to 7 for Future Academy. I don't know, it's some intense thing I'm doing. But I knew when I chose it, it was going to create something greater in 5 years. I knew that. So the main thing also is that, I don't want to keep these long, is question, if I choose this in the intensity because I think I'm supposed to go there this way, or I think I'm supposed to go that way, but not asking what it's creating in my life. To stop for one moment, master my own energy. It's like, if I choose this, what will it create in 5 years? And again, we ask 5 years because the brain cannot compute and try to figure out the how. Okay. So, and then the reason I have accumulated as much time as I have in recovery is because every day I'm willing to do whatever it takes to keep exercising that muscle. So my phenomenal woman community, can you see how I'm plugging this group? because it's been going for 3 years, and the amount of change and massive business growth these women have had, those who have stayed, that's why we call it phenomenal, because it's like, wow, because they chose whether to listen to the recording or to be live with me 8:30 in the morning. We just changed that. They've made that a habit of going to the gym. Going to the gym, and all you have to do is sit behind the computer for 10 minutes or listen to it on your things and change the energy to change your reality. And so it's just, I am plugging that group because there's so little that's required, but you have to be willing to actually be willing to change. And that's one of the things with recovery, is very few people are actually willing to do what's required to be willing to have success, to be clean and sober. But if you are one of those people that really truly does desire change, and you are willing to do what's required to every day, and every day you keep choosing, the Phenomenal Woman is available. It's at 50, like I said, 50% off. Otherwise, you just keep showing up to the free stuff here. But the main thing is, I want you to know how to master your own energy. So, long call. I love when you guys say on Facebook or whatever that you did replay, if you got any golden nuggets from it. I have a tendency to load way too much information in my calls, but whatever, something will pop for all of you. So I wonder, whatever it is that you're doing, if you could ask, curious, if you would ask the question, if I choose this, what will it create in 5 years? Okay. And if you choose to follow up and watch the next call tomorrow for free here, I wonder what that could create for you. Who knows? Okay, you guys, have a grand and glorious, beautiful day.